On this episode of the Procedurally Generated Show, Tony collects more Wumpa fruit and Ethan goes on a mini adventure. We talk about the week's biggest news and answer your questions. Well, howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Procedurally Generated Show. I'm your host, Tony, and joining me this week, I've got Ethan.
Hey, Tony.
What's up?
Nothing.
We have bumbled our way through Final Fantasy 15 multiplayer for a few minutes today, so everybody watching the pre-show will thoroughly enjoy that one.
It's mostly me making a character, listening to Tony make a character ahead of me, and then us trying to join each other.
I basically designed my character to be the PlayStation 5. Once I found out you could do that, and it made perfect sense. So my character is, okay, this is the way I described it during the pre-show. A 50-year-old My Chemical Romance cosplayer cosplaying as a PlayStation 5 is what he is.
So, yeah, that's what he did.
Yep.
I gave mine pink hair and colder lightning.
You did. I bet if you had enough time, you probably could have made her look a lot more like lightning.
I could, totally. I think I can go back and edit a character. I don't really recall.
I think so. If not,
it's been a good while since I last played that, but...
Yeah, well, I've never played it, and I haven't played the full version of Final Fantasy 15. I've only ever played Pocket Edition, which I highly recommend for anybody who doesn't have 100 hours to dedicate to an RPG but wants to play Final Fantasy 15. It's very good. You just have to. You have to put
I'm
up.
sure the combat is massively different too.
It's pretty basic. I mean, it's an action. You know, you're mashing buttons to do stuff, and it's got the warp attacks and all of that kind of thing from Final Fantasy 15. So it pulls in some of those mechanics, but they are definitely much simplified.
Okay.
So it's not something where you have to be like, oh, this is like the baby version of Final Fantasy 15. It is just a pocket-sized version of Final Fantasy 15, and so it strips out a lot of the filler parts of the story and just gives you the main, story beats. It's like the Cliff Notes version of the story, basically. Okay. So, but I'm not here to talk about Final Fantasy 15.
Or are you?
Maybe I am, but I haven't played that this week.
Maybe it's Final Fantasy 13.
I still do need to play that. I have it. It's sitting on my computer waiting for me to play, and I just need to find a good time to start streaming. Because I want to stream that one. It's the one I want to have that out there for everybody to enjoy.
Yes, we can enjoy that Final Fantasy and not Tony's suffering through it.
So, no, I don't have a lot to talk about this week, so I go ahead. I played with the announcement. I think we talked about it. Did we talk about it last week? Crash 4?
Yes, I think we mentioned it.
I think we mentioned it.
Go and find what I thought was the right trailer. I don't know if it was. But who cares at this point?
The trailer hadn't been out by the time we had recorded the show.
There was what would be the equivalent of a commercial out there for the announcement. That was it.
So I went back and I started playing Crash 2 this week because I finished Crash 1 a while ago. I've never finished 2 or finished 3, and I think Crash 4 comes out next month. I want to say
actually, I have a link right here. I might as well click on it and see.
So
October 2nd.
Oh, why was I thinking July?
Because something else comes out next month that you're looking forward to, and I can't remember.
Well, yeah, Paper Mario comes out next month.
There you go.
But I was thinking Crash was in July too, and I don't know why. But anyway, I want to finish Crash 2 and Crash 3 before Crash 4 comes out.
Good luck with that.
Because we do have a little bit more details. I don't think we had anything with... it was just that Crash 4 has leaked and it's been confirmed, but there were no details. And we now have a couple bits of information about it. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But yeah, I started Crash 2, and I made it through the first 2 worlds of that game. So
I heard the third game's a lot easier.
I I think it is. I played when the trilogy, the Insane trilogy came out. I played the first level of each of the games just to get a feel for kind of how they play. They're pretty similar to each other, but
It
you
was
can
mostly
tell
like the abilities you get, like you get actual weapons, and it just breaks the whole game.
you can tell by the time they get to Crash 3, they have sort of figured out what they want to do with that and how the character works, how the camera is supposed to work in that game. Um, and Crash 3 feels better than the others, but I do seem to remember people saying that Crash 3 was easier than the other ones. But I have finished the first two worlds of the like it's jungle world and an ice world, I think, in Crash 2. Uh, the big thing about this one, and I don't think that wasn't in the first one, is the ability to ride animals in Crash 2. And each
Hmm.
of the worlds features a level where it is an auto scroller. It's very fast, and you're riding some animal through those levels that
Like
are
a baby panda
a
or
baby
bear or something.
polar bear, a
Polar
baby
bear,
polar bear.
panda.
Yeah. And in
that
that level,
that's a whole different story there.
there are no pandas in Antarctica.
There's
So
no cats in America. Okay, sorry.
there are no piranhas in Africa. There are no pandas in Antarctica.
I don't know why
Um,
Five American Tail is in my head.
I mean, it's a good movie.
You know, I didn't see that for years until like, or for a number of years until after I'd already seen like Five Goes West and thought that was the only Five movie.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's like you go through grade school, no, that's the movie. You get out of high school, it's like there's another movie.
There are more.
This
There
explains
are.
so much.
No, in the polar bear level, if you're not careful, one of the things that can happen is you get eaten by a killer whale.
Oh yeah,
So that's one of the big obstacles in that one. And there's some diagonal jumps you have to make to avoid some of those killer whales that are a bit difficult.
it
So
wouldn't be a Crash game without that.
that's true. You also get to ride a jet ski, which was fun. Uh, there are a couple things that you have to really be precise with those because in those jet ski levels there are mines that line some of the waterways that you've got to go and you've got to squeeze through a couple of
Mm.
mines and if you don't line it up perfectly uh, the animation of Crash drowning to death is pretty terrifying, so or not terrifying but it's very upsetting.
He got better.
So well, luckily you do respawn and he's fine, but yeah, seeing Crash's lifeless body just floating there in the water with his arms and his legs down below the waters, it was sad. I was sad. So I'm gonna make my way through both Crash 2 and 3 before Crash 4 comes out. I've also been playing a little bit more of The Witcher. I've beat a griffin, so I've done one big fight in that game now.
I just got it to where I could have it on GOG, and that's it.
Yeah, you booted it up long enough to see a loading screen and turned it off.
Pretty
So,
much, yeah.
but you do have it on GOG now for free.
Have all three on GOG.
And you haven't paid for any of them? Is that what you said?
Right. I don't know why
So,
I'm so happy about that. I want to play the games, I just won't do it though.
The Witcher 3 is one I've been wanting to play for a very long time. And having it on Game Pass and now PC, because I'm playing it on PC, I'm not playing it on Game Pass. So, uh, I'm playing it on PC with an Xbox controller. I tried with the keyboard, but the control scheme for that game is a bit complicated on keyboard, and I didn't want to have to try to remember all of the different
Inputs.
keys and inputs that you have for that. So just give
Besides,
me
using
a
the controller means you can kick back and relax a bit more.
exactly. Just give me a controller. Let me have some the familiar buttons, and I don't have to worry about making sure my fingers are in the right place. Because while I
Like
play a lot,
if you were playing like a first person shooter online, you'd probably want the keyboard and mouse so you have that better aiming and the all the different buttons you can map to do whatever. But this is The Witcher.
yeah, it's an RPG. just give me a controller. I don't have to have those super precise inputs. Um, but like if I'm playing Destiny, I've gotten used to playing Destiny with mouse and keyboard. But I can go
I
back and
still play it
forth.
with a PS4 controller on PC.
Sea of Thieves, I go back and forth between the PC and the Xbox versions, and I can do those pretty well.
I like that
Um,
one better with the keyboard and mouse. I don't know what it is.
I do sort of like it better with the keyboard and mouse, but I don't have a problem like if somebody's using the computer and or if I want to stream it on my phone
Hmm.
for a little bit, just hooking up a controller and playing it that way. Because I haven't gotten to the point where I'm buying a little dongle to hook up a mouse and keyboard to my phone yet.
One day,
Um,
Tony.
don't think I haven't thought about it, but I'm not to that point yet. So,
So post pictures in the Facebook group of what you think Tony should buy.
yeah, what's the best mouse and keyboard dongle for a phone? uh, I imagine I could come up with some crazy setups with that. So, but that's it. That's all I've been
The
doing
rate
this.
my PC setup, it's a phone with a
It's a
converter
phone with
for
a
a
mouse and
USB. Yeah,
keyboard.
I've actually seen that on some things before. That's why I mentioned it. Oh, I should probably disconnect this Xbox controller from my computer. If this messes up the recording, I apologize. Okay, I think we're good. I don't
Everything
know.
sound good?
I guess.
I still have an Xbox controller plugged into my
Yeah,
computer
yeah.
too.
We still have audio going.
So, that's it for me. Just Crash Bandicoot, Paladins, a little bit of as well this week. A little bit of Sea of Thieves. Uh, I got very frustrated the two times I played Sea of Thieves this week because both times I got in and had very bad experiences.
You
And
voiced what I feel every time I see another player on there because they will not leave us alone at any time, and it's what am I not allowed to have fun?
exactly, I think on Twitter I posted this week. I would really want to have fun playing Sea of Thieves, but other players won't let me.
Yeah,
So
it's
that was my experience with Sea of Thieves this week.
and Krakens.
Yeah, well, that was I was not frustrated by that one. That one was just one of those. Okay, it's Sea of Thieves. That's going to happen every once in a while. Uh,
It really does.
so that was a funny story about dying insanely quick in Sea of Thieves. The one with the other players was not. So that's it. That's all I've been doing. What have you been playing this week?
I finished up a little free to play game called Dolores, a not Sea of Thieves.
Not Sea of Thieves.
Wow. Oh man, Dolores, a Thimbleweed Park mini adventure. So I've talked about Thimbleweed Park a number of times on here, or
Yeah.
in the past at least. I don't know. And one of the characters is named Dolores,
Okay.
and this is her. This is this is a free to play, free to download, whatever you want to call it. Uh, uh, Kind of like a test for the game that it's very sectioned off where you have like three streets you can explore or four big areas I guess or three
Hmm.
big areas and then just like little buildings here or there and stuff that you can go into on occasion and the whole point is you're playing as Dolores. Uh, you've gotten home from something for something and it kind of pretends that it takes place after the events of Thimbleweed Park. And if you played Thimbleweed Park, there's like not supposed to be an after story because everything gets. The truth is out there. We'll just throw that out there. And I'm not talking
Okay.
aliens. As cool as that would be.
So this is not like an X-Files situation
No,
going
no,
on?
no. This, I mean, it's definitely like weird, like an X File investigation should happen, though. Uh, 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 so anyway, this is like an after story, but it also should kind of takes place during or something. I don't really know.
Hmm.
And you're playing as Dolores. You're home. You're in town, working for the summer, so that at the newspaper, so you can go back to your game developer job when you're done. And so
Okay.
it gives you five objectives each time you go into play, and it's go and take pictures of whatever is on your objective sheet, really. So it's kind of like decipher it, and then sometimes you have to take pictures of things to get other things in motion to get what you need done. And you have a total of 30 pictures, so you're looking at playing the game like 6 times total if you do it correctly each time.
Okay.
And then there's like a really long credit sequence once you finish, and it pokes fun at it being a really long credit sequence.
It can't be like Ubisoft length
No,
credits,
no,
right?
no, no. It,
Okay.
it makes fun of it for being a really long credit sequence, though. Like it's like someone's actually actively typing the credits, and it's like, "I'll be right back. I got to use the bathroom." And he's like, "Maybe the credits will be done by the time I get back," and it's still going. He comes back. He's like, "Nope, they're still going." But it works best to explain this game as like a tech demo or a test of what Thimbleweed Park is. Really,
Yeah.
it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that the full game will have, or the full game has. It doesn't even have like the HUD down there. It's just throws everything on your bottom screen, and you just drag and drop or use however you see fit. And there's like no voice acting or anything in there. Uh,
All
as far as it being a Thimbleweed Park mini adventure, it's pretty solid for what it shows on there. And I mean, like if I played this before I knew what Thimbleweed Park was, I would be very interested in it. But I mean, I really loved the Monkey Island series, and knowing who made this game, I was all in on getting it anyway.
Yeah.
So being a fan of Thimbleweed Park, I instead tried the tech demo out after playing the main game. So there we go.
It, whatever works.
Exactly.
So I really like those small experiences that give you the taste of the game, but are either free or really cheap. Like the demos for Bravely Default are always like 10-hour standalone experiences
Yeah.
that give you everything in that game, and it's sort of just enough to really get you interested in playing it, and then you're more likely to buy the full game so you can get everything. Um, uh,
And they
the
reward
uh,
you for doing that too.
the Dead Rising games were the same way. The little short ones that they did for
Oh,
those that were like
that's right.
$5 or whatever.
Yeah, those were fun to play too.
Um, so those are always really nice. I love it when developers do things like that.
Yeah, it's really nice seeing when that happens. I'm almost curious if this actually started out as like a demo for like Kickstarter backers originally, but I have no way of knowing that without some extensive research and asking people and probably never getting an answer.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find Dolores the Thimbleweed Park Mini Adventure on Steam, GOG, and maybe even Epic Game Store. I don't know. I haven't looked on there.
I don't
I
have
don't
any
think it's
idea.
going to be on consoles ever. From the way it runs, it's like you get done, then the game, and then it says, okay, all right, you can close the game now. You select that, and then the lady talks. She says, okay, see you later, and closes it.
It's probably one of those experiences that doesn't really need to be, or they'll toss it in with like, you know, as an update to Thimbleweed Park, or when they come out with the next game as a bonus for people who played the first game to get a chance to see what this was all about.
Right, right. Uh, I'm still curious how they handled the game over stuff and like Undertale on the genocide route, or not the genocide. Well, that, but no, not the genocide route. The true ending stuff,
Hmm.
because that would actually crash to the desktop whenever you got a game over on there against a certain boss that I almost said the name of. For anyone who may be fans, or doesn't want spoilers, I didn't say the name of it. Flowey. Anyway, yeah. So that's all. That's all I played this week. I mean, other than Destiny.
Okay. Well, any interesting Destiny stories before we?
No, still working on the newest content update, and I think I mentioned that I'm gonna probably be moving on from my Titan over to my Warlock as my main character now.
Yeah,
Really
I
enjoying
think
that.
I'll stick with the Hunter for a while. That's the one character that I've really all. This the in fact it may be the only character I've ever really played.
That's fair.
So, uh, but I haven't put nearly as much time into Destiny as you and Cole and others have.
Oh,
So
you're gonna make me look it up.
I don't.
Time wasted on test. Oh, that's not how you spell on.
Yours is in
Destiny.
multiple like weeks at this point,
Enter username.
like actual weeks worth of time. Not I've been playing the game for 7 weeks, but it's like an hour a day.
Uh oh, it's searching. It's searching.
Can it find you?
Oh, we have times.
Uh
I don't want to say it because I regret it every time I see it.
oh.
Okay, Destiny 1 is still 523 hours, 38 minutes. Destiny 2 on PlayStation 4, 184 hours, 45 minutes. I mean, no, not 1,084 hours, 45 minutes.
That's a lot.
That's like more than. That, that's like double what I did on Destiny 1 and then some. Then there's 27 minutes on the Xbox, then 29
27
hours.
minutes.
Yes. And 29 hours, 31 minutes on PC.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Like mine would have time played on Stadia. So because I have
I'm
played a little bit of Destiny on Stadia. So
trying to remember how to spell your name. Smiley Rider 34.
well, it could also be under Okitoni 34.
We'll find out.
So I don't remember because I think
Okie Tony 34. Uh, None of these are Stadia. You have
I
9
wonder.
hours, 49 minutes on Xbox.
Okay.
2 hours, 32 minutes on PS4 for Destiny 2. 7 hours, 36 minutes on Destiny 1. And 0 hours on PC.
I've played a bunch on PC.
I'm
Um,
wondering, you probably didn't link together your stuff, did you?
Everything should be linked together because
That's
it pulls
weird.
my character from whatever platform, Stadia, PS4, Xbox, PC, all of those are I can pull up my same, character on all of those platforms.
We'll figure it out later.
I don't know what Stadia is its own version because it is like
Yeah,
eh,
Stadia, I don't think cannot even be tracked by this from the way it works, I bet.
I've played like an hour, maybe an hour and a half on Stadia, so it's not a huge number.
Okay.
Um,
You're in the top 99% on PS4.
I think most of my time is probably been on Xbox, so that makes sense.
I'm in the top
Um,
12%.
I'm not surprised. So I wonder. I'm very curious if it's even possible to find out who has the most time logged in Destiny.
Oh, it's someone who like left their console on all the time.
So
I just I just search for Cole's information.
yeah.
2,358 hours, 42 minutes.
Whew, that's a
He
lot.
is in the top 2%.
Oh man.
He's a full 10% above me.
Yeah.
My gosh.
And I'm in the top 99. So there you go. I'm not in the bottom 1% of people who have played Destiny. So there's that. All right. Well, let's take a quick break from the Destiny adventures, and we'll come back and we'll talk about the news. All right. So this week, there's actually quite a bit of news to talk about that's happened this week. The first and probably the biggest for a lot of people, at least for Nintendo players, is that we now know who the next character for Super Smash Brothers is going to be. That was announced on Monday.
And it is
I
Master Chief.
It is not Master Chief. We knew it was going to be a character from ARMS, and Master Chief is not in ARMS, at least not that I'm aware of.
Chief has
So
arms. He's got two of them. I've seen them.
that's true. That is true. But he doesn't have springy fighting arms. He has arms that hold guns. So
Guns are full of springs. That's how they make bullets
well, I was
fly.
going to say that's not. I was going to say that doesn't work for Smash, but there are people that hold guns in Smash. So yeah, I guess Master Chief could have been an arms character in Smash, but no, it is Min Min.
Never heard of her.
So one of the three characters I said was probably most likely. It is Min Min. Uh, she is a character who works in a ramen shop. I'm
She's
not.
basically the ramen character. She's got the fire head thingy and then the noodle arm thing.
Yes, I'm not. You know, up on my arms lore a lot. I know her character revolves around ramen noodles, and that's all I really know about Min Min. So, um, they have managed to incorporate some arms stuff in there where the two different attack buttons control different arms
Okay.
in some way. So, and the character works best at range. It's a ranged character who punches people, which is really weird to say. Um,
An outsider.
but the character one arm, you can actually rotate different weapons on there. So there's in arms
Options.
you can equip each arm with different things like boxing gloves or like a chakram or rocket launchers, stuff like that. And you can, with this character one arm, you can cycle through those different weapons, and they do different things depending on which one you have equipped. There is a little bit of control, like in arms, with making the character once you've punched, done the punching motion, controlling where the arm goes. There's a little bit of that in the game as
Hmm.
well. Um, it does look like they have, with most weird types of characters, found a really good way to incorporate a lot of the mechanics from the game that the character is in into Smash Brothers. So, um, and Arms was one of those games that I thought we would never see a character for in Smash for a couple of reasons. One, because the game never really seemed to take off that well.
Hmm.
They wanted that Splatoon type, I think, following, and it never really got that. Splatoon is a thing all on its own, and it's been, I think, way more popular than maybe Nintendo thought. And they tried to do that again with Arms, and it just hasn't worked out that way. There's not as much love for Arms as there is for a game like Splatoon. But also, I thought they would keep their fighting games separate. I didn't think we would have Arms characters showing up in Smash Brothers or Smash Brothers characters showing up in Arms. Apparently, I was wrong. So there
Yeah,
you go.
I agree. That is things you have said about that game.
It's true. True. We also saw the two newest amiibo that will be released for Smash Brothers, and they are Joker from Persona
Hmm.
and the hero character from Dragon Quest.
I wonder
So
which one Tony's buying.
I know what amiibo I am going to have to buy. Uh, I can't let a Dragon Quest character go and not get that amiibo figure. So those two amiibo will be available in the fall, but no date has been set yet for when they will release.
Waiting to pre-order that Joker amiibo, and maybe it'll do something with Strikers when that comes out.
And when is Min Min is this week, I think. She'll be
Maybe.
available. I didn't write down the date. I can't believe I didn't write down the date.
I didn't write it down because I was at work.
June 30th. So yeah, it's this week that Min Min will be available for download and purchase. There's also actually a bunch of me character costumes that are coming, and I didn't mention those. But
We have the
Ninja.
Five Nights at Freddy's guy.
I don't think Five Nights at Freddy's is one of them.
Oh.
But there is another Arms character who is going to be making an appearance because of the me costumes, and that's Ninjara, who is from Arms. Heihachi from Tekken is.
Really?
Yep. You can now dress your me up as Heihachi.
That
Vault.
almost makes me think that like Jin is going to be a playable character at some point now.
Maybe. You can dress your me up as the Vault Boy from Fallout,
I did see that. That was a little crazy.
or Callie and Marie.
That was creepy.
I actually haven't seen what those look like.
There was
So
pictures. They it's like, hey, look, it's Callie and Marie, but something's wrong, and
yeah, well, with all
it's
those
not.
me fighters, you recognize, with the exception of like Sans from Undertale, who
Eh.
they did a pretty decent job of making that costume look. All of the me characters look just you can tell it's that character, but it doesn't look quite right.
I mean, most of the time it looks like they're cosplayers. Which is kind of the
Yeah,
idea. But whenever it's just you're trying to make them look like the actual characters, and then just something doesn't set right, and it's just like, sure, buddy.
so yeah, I'm trying to find a picture of Callie and Marie for the Me Fighters costumes, and I can't find it right now. I'll have to look for it in a
I
little bit.
think I saw it on Twitter originally.
So I will go back and I will find those later. But yes, Min Min will be out June 30th, as well as all of those Me Fighter costumes.
All right.
So there you go. That was the Smash Brothers announcement that happened earlier in the week. Couple of bits of bad news from Microsoft this week. The first is just out of the blue, just came from nowhere. They announced that Mixer will be shutting down.
And then Ninja announced that he got all the money.
Oh, he probably got most of that money,
He
if
actually
not all of it.
he got his full payment for that
Oh, did
contract.
he?
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was like,
It was like $30 million. It was a
yeah, 30 million.
huge.
Someone broke down the from day one whenever he was on Mixer to when the last day is gonna be, and he's like making $92,000 or something like a day or something is what it was coming down to.
Yeah, it's
It
an
was
insane
ridiculous.
amount of money. But yeah, July 22nd, Microsoft will be shutting down Mixer, and they will be partnering with Facebook Gaming to do streaming going forward. And both Microsoft and Facebook have said anybody that is a partner on Mixer, you will be able to move over to Facebook Gaming if you want. You'll have to sign a new contract with them or whatever, or you'll get partner status with Facebook Gaming. If anybody has the currency for Mixer, I think it's called Ember.
Mm.
If you have any of that, you will get an Xbox gift card credit for the remaining balance of Ember that you have.
That's so sad.
And now all of the people who are on Mixer will be able to go wherever they want. So you'll probably see Ninja end up back on Twitch. That would be
I
my
doubt
guess.
he's gonna be as popular as he used to be because I mean, seriously, it's just Ninja at this point.
So I don't know.
But
I don't.
I mean, he's not contractually bound to be playing Fortnite anymore. So
Yeah. So, but one of the things that goes along with this is that Microsoft wants to use not XCloud, Facebook Gaming with XCloud. in the future, doing things like what Google had promised that you'd be able to do with Stadia, where if you're watching someone playing a game, you can click a button, buy the game, and you're in it within seconds. They're going to be using Facebook gaming to do things like that,
Okay.
with xCloud. So we
Yeah,
don't know
Google
all of
Stadia
the.
has just kind of been a big letdown all around.
Yeah, they've sort of dropped the ball in every way with Google Stadia. When it first was announced, I thought, that sounds really neat, but it's got to work. And
And
um,
who's gonna buy this anyway? It's like who are you selling this to?
I do technically now own one game on Stadia. So,
Due to technicalities, Tony has obtained a video game on Stadia.
yes, because I got an email from Google saying, hey, you know what? You haven't spent your $10 in credit on Stadia. And I said, I
What
didn't know I had
$10?
$10 in credit. Apparently, you got it whenever you signed up for Stadia. Um, and so I bought Tomb Raider, the first one, like
Why?
on PS4. Because it was the only game that was $10. Everything else was like 30 or 60 or whatever. And
Oh,
so
the problem with Stadia,
uh,
everything
I,
costs like full price.
I could get $10 off on one of those games, or I could just get Tomb Raider and say I technically now own a game on Stadia. So even when my Stadia Pro subscription runs out again because they gave me 2 more months for free, I can play Tomb Raider. I can't
Please,
play Destiny, which is a free to play game, on Stadia. I have to be a pro subscriber, but I'll be able to play Tomb Raider.
please don't leave us. Oh no.
So yeah, nobody has had to pay money for that outside of uh, the Founders Pack if you wanted to play on your TV. So there are no paid subscriptions for Google Stadia at this point because they have to give them away to get people to play games on Stadia.
So sad.
So, but yeah, July 22nd, Mixer will be shutting down, which means I need to move somewhere else because I've been using Mixer. So I already have a Twitch account. I'm going to
Welcome
go
to
back.
Twitch.
I'm going to go back and use Twitch for any of the streams that we do. So that'll be twitch.tv/okitony34 for me.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to his Twitch channel and to slash cheer and give away bits to him.
There you go. Whatever all that stuff means.
Can't actually do bits right now because you're not status of partner or founder or whatever.
No, I have like 0 followers on there, I think. So
I think
I
I'm a
don't.
follower, so you're not at 0.
Okay, I might have one. I don't know. I'd have to look.
Someone's auto streaming me from there, so I had to follow back anyway.
Also, though, just sort of out of nowhere, Microsoft announced that they will not be reopening any Microsoft stores that are like they're closing them all. If they've been closed due to the COVID-19 stuff, those stores will not be reopening. They are getting out of the retail market, basically.
So if you were planning to trade in like your original Xbox One or X or whatever to go for the Series X or something like that, ain't happening now.
Nope. Nope. I have been in a Microsoft store once. I got a little bit of hands-on time with a Surface tablet, which I really, really liked. I'm thinking about getting one of those.
It was like dipping your
Uh,
finger into smooth, buttery butter.
So I really liked messing around with that Surface tablet, and
I don't know where that analogy came
I
from.
don't know either. So and getting to use the pen on the tablet and all that stuff, it was really nice, and I really like that tablet. So I'm thinking about getting one now. So
That's
in
the hook.
in
That's how they do it.
it worked. I've been in a Microsoft store once, and now I want to buy another Microsoft product.
That's how
So
drug dealing works. They hit you up with like a free sample of the good stuff, and then you get the actual product, and it's like low quality.
I did that. I talked to a Microsoft employee about xCloud and how excited I was for xCloud to be coming, and
And he
uh,
was like, "Yeah,
I was like, sure, whatever. Get out of my store, man. I don't want to be here. No,
it's like I want to go home and play with my PlayStation."
exactly. So yeah, Microsoft Mixer has died. They're getting out of the retail market. It has not
Man,
been a good
2020
week.
has been a bad year.
It's not. It's definitely not been a good week for Microsoft. That's for sure. But we mentioned Facebook a minute ago. Facebook acquired a new game development studio this week.
Ooh.
Ready at Dawn is now owned by Facebook, and they will be joining the Oculus Studios team.
I've heard of this Oculus team.
If you don't know Ready at Dawn, they're the developers behind the Order 1886.
I've heard
That
that.
is one of their most recent games.
That was like almost a launch title on PS4, wasn't it?
It was really early in the PS4's life.
That came out around the same time Bloodborne did, I believe.
So,
It was one of those where you got an email if you got from PlayStation say, "Hey, you got the platinum trophy." If you got the platinum trophy in it.
yeah, I did not.
Also, PlayStation, you never actually sent me an email for my Bloodborne platinum theme. The code for that. Thank you, PlayStation. I know you're listening. Because we're just that famous.
Ready at Dawn has been working on a VR game called Lone Echo.
Ooh.
Lone Echo 2.
Oh.
And that looks like it will be coming to Oculus. So
I don't know why you wouldn't say 2 on there made me sad, but oh, okay.
it's the second game. Oh, well, that stinks. I don't know why, but it does.
So it was called Lone Echo?
Lone Echo.
Lone Echo 2.
So.
Oh, this is like a space thing. That's cool.
Yeah. So Ready at Dawn, now owned by Facebook. Crash Bandicoot 4, the trailer came out for that this week. We talked about that a little earlier. But we do now know a little bit more about the game, and it will be taking place directly after Crash 3 Warped.
Yay.
So basically all of those PlayStation 2 games, they're not, I don't know, they're still canon, because what they're doing is that there's time manipulation going on, and Dr. Cortex has gone back in time to after the events of Crash 3, and that's how they're justifying calling this Crash 4 when it's actually like the 8th Crash game that's come out.
That and the fact that they never actually used the number 4 for one of the titles,
That too.
right?
That too. Because, yeah, I think after Crash 3, they all were just subtitles. There were no numbers at that point.
Do you know we haven't gotten a Sonic the Hedgehog 5 yet?
No, we have not. Sonic 4 was the last numbered Sonic game. And we know how good that one was. So, basically, this was just a reason for me to say, hey, put the Crash 4 trailer into the show.
So time wasted on Destiny finally crashed on me.
Oh.
The whole time we've been recording this, I've been going through the list trying to find Cole. Oh, there it goes. It's back up. Okay. I've been going through the list trying to get to Cole's rank on here, and I have to go one page at a time.
You still haven't found him?
I'm on page 382 right now on the PlayStation Destiny 2 page. That is, I'm at rank number 3,820 right now. With that person has 3,314 hours.
You're getting closer.
I'm
right.
hoping to get to it by the time the show, like right at the end, which is what I was wanting to do the reveal of until I thought it was crashing and ruined everything.
Well, you got to stop for just a minute. I have to go tuck in a child. I will be right back.
Oh, I'm going to keep clicking.
Okay, you keep clicking. Our last news story this week comes from the world of China. Tencent has announced 2 new games that they are working on this week, and the
first one is buying China.
No, it's not. There's no China in any of the titles.
Okay, buying America.
That's probably more accurate. No. Last week, you remember we talked about the Pokemon stuff, and they had another announcement this week.
Oh yeah, people were not happy with this announcement.
And that announcement is that there is a Pokemon MOBA coming called Pokemon Unite.
Because that's exactly what everyone asked for.
I mean, it's one of those games that we don't know we need until it's here.
We don't need it, Tony.
So
We really do.
it's basically it's League of Legends with Pokemon. So
Oh,
uh,
really? The company that owns League of Legends making a Pokemon game
yeah,
like
so
League of Legends.
this is being developed by Mimi, which is a Tencent studio. The most recent thing they did, I believe, was Call of Duty Mobile, uh, which is actually really good. So I don't know how. I don't care at all about League of Legends. I'm not a big fan of MOBAs. I will probably not play much Pokemon Unite aside from the. I'm a little curious about what this game is going to be like, so let's
I've heard
try it
that
out.
before, so Tony's gonna be all in on this. So I'll be stuck doing
Mm,
the show by myself for ages now.
you're going to find me in the nearest internet cafe, and I will be glued to the chair.
What's gonna happen is I'm gonna be like, okay, Tony's not here this week, so I'm gonna imitate Tony. Howdy, howdy, howdy. I'm Tony. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
How in the number of years that we've been doing this show, though, how many MOBAs have I talked about?
3.
Really?
Well, you were talking about League of Legends a moment ago.
Okay, let me rephrase that. How many have I talked about actually playing and not just talked about because they've been in the news?
2.
Okay. I think the close.
You're waiting for me to give evidence. I'm not doing it
I was gonna say
because it doesn't exist.
maybe I talked about Arena of Valor once because I played that for
Yes.
like 20 minutes.
Yes.
Paladins is not really a
No, no, no.
MOBA, so that's a team based, shooter.
I think you've tried one before on the show.
Yeah, I've tried them, but obviously I don't care at all about MOBAs because I don't play them for very long. Um, but yeah, this is, multiple lanes, leveling up as you're going along inside, the game, trying to capture different areas for points while taking out the other team. It is a MOBA just with Pokemon characters.
Unlike League of Legends, you capture the areas. You're not going and destroying the other team's base or anything. I mean, you can, I guess, but not really the point in this one.
Yeah, it's all about capturing and holding territory and getting points for those captures.
And
So
then evolving or digivolve. Oh, wait, no Pokemon. Yeah, evolving.
this is not Digimon.
Oh gosh, oh gosh. There's gonna be a Digimon MOBA. What have I done?
You have spoken that into existence, my
10 cents.
friend.
Send me a check.
So, uh, yeah. So there's that Pokemon MOBA, and then earlier today, just this was sort of I had seen some people talking about this on Twitter, and I was like, "What is this?" Tencent announced that they are working on a new Metal Slug game,
Okay.
and if you've
Wait,
seen the
are they?
trailer,
Wait,
like
are they? Is that the company that owns SNK now? I thought it was someone else.
I have no clue who owns SNK.
Oh, okay. You
Um,
know what? I bet I know someone that does.
who?
Alexa, who owns SNK?
SNK is owned by Orient Securities Company, Limited 37 Games.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not 10 cent.
Uh, okay. So
Sorry.
Alexa showing up in the show. Go away, Alexa. Nobody wants to talk to you.
I want to talk to her. That's why she's on.
That's true. I have a tablet that lets me talk to Alexa too. I'm very friendly to her.
I
But
could ask her to play some music right now, and the song I would ask her to play, she'd be like, okay, well, here's the mariachi version of it.
awesome.
And I ain't even mad. It's like a good version of that song.
So yeah, this new Metal Slug game is coming for mobile platforms, and uh, if you should be seeing the trailer right now, and it looks really good. Like I like the way this looks. It looks very much like they took those sprites and plastered a 3D model on top of them. Have you seen this trailer in action yet?
Yeah, I've seen it.
So, I mean, it really does look like they just took those animations and modeled them on 3D characters, and it looks really good. Like it looks like
Yeah,
it
but at the
moved.
end of the day, it's still a MOBA.
It is still a mobile game. It's not a MOBA. It's not a Metal Slug MOBA.
Oh, Metal
So,
Slug. Sorry, I'm still stuck on the Pokemon thing.
Yeah, no, we're talking about Metal Slug.
Right. Metal Slug.
So, um, as long as you can play this with controller, as long as it has controller support, I'll probably check this out because I don't want to play a Metal Slug game with touchscreen
Oh,
controls.
no one does, but I mean, if Tencent's
Uh,
involved, they're pushing for that.
oh, it's definitely going to have, it's going to be a mobile, touchscreen first, but hopefully they put controller support in it like they did with Call of Duty.
You know, Tencent should just release their own game console.
Oh, they have. It's called the cell phone.
Tony,
What?
gotta ruin everything.
Sorry. They'll make their own phone if they don't already. I mean, they very well might. I don't know.
You know, they could buy Google Stadia. I mean, Google's not doing anything with it.
That's true. And then just call it Google 10-cent Stadia,
The Tencent Game Store.
where everything is 10 cents.
Yes.
Awesome. I would be down for that.
And then all the taxes come in.
Oh yeah, and then it equals $60 somehow. Uh, so, um, yeah, I really like the look of this. I hope this is a visual style that they keep for a while, and then maybe put this Metal Slug game on consoles, or just develop a proper Metal Slug game for.
I don't think they know how to do that.
So, no, they know how to take console games and put them on phones. That's what they do.
Well,
Ex-
free-to-play
except
PC games, anyway.
Tencent owns like half the games industry anyway.
Unfortunately.
So that they have their hands in pretty much every company at this point. So if you're buying a game, Tencent's probably getting money for it somehow. But yeah, we didn't mention that the Pokemon game will be coming to both mobile and Switch. So, and it will have crossplay. So there is that.
Yay.
You will be able to play with your friends, whether they're playing on phone or Switch, doesn't matter. So, I've seen some people saying maybe this will be Nintendo's way to get into the esports scene, really, because they still haven't, sort of.
Yeah, Splatoon didn't exactly hook people in there. Neither did ARMS or anything.
Or Smash Brothers, even.
Well,
They don't.
Smash Brothers shows up at like Evo and stuff, but Nintendo tries their best to like shut that down for whatever reason, even though like a good chunk of that goes to charity.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really confusing. I'm guessing it's because they're not directly involved in that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like they can't control that. They're like, oh, think of the children. And I'm
Nintendo
speculating on this.
Nintendo has a number of franchises that would work really well in the esports scene. They just don't seem either
They don't support it
know,
though, so
or
that's
they
why it
don't
doesn't
want
get to happen.
support. Yeah,
Even though
I
they're
don't know.
begging to be in there.
I don't know if it's because they don't want to, or if they just don't really know, because Nintendo has to do everything with their Nintendo spin on it. They can't just
Well, they also need to figure out how the internet works too. So there's that.
well, we had hoped that when they partnered with DNA for stuff, that the internet would have finally been, priority for them, but that doesn't seem to have worked out. So, oh, there you go. That's the way we're going to end the show. So,
I don't know. I'm getting pretty close to where Cole's rank is in here.
have you? Hopefully, okay. I'll try.
I'm in the 29 area range on there. In fact, if you could just really, really stall right now, so I can look up what Cole's original rank was again, that would be really awesome if you could do that, because I mean I really did forget what his rank is, and it does take a moment for this to search for it again.
Oh, we forgot. Here you go. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 was announced this week. We didn't talk about that.
Yes. Okay, so he's in the
That's what comes out next month.
range.
That's what I was thinking of.
And I just got down to the 29, so I have a ways to go.
Bloodstained Curse of the Moon was announced this week in a trailer, and that comes out on July 10th. That's the other game I was thinking of that comes out in July. It introduces 4 brand new characters, but it will also have the 4 original characters returning as well, so you can play as any one of those characters.
And you are playing as Zangetsu again.
Yeah, And it will have co-op, so you'll be able to play with friends this time around.
I have friends I can play games with. Also, I'm not going to reach Cole's thing in time.
Oh man, I'm trying.
No. I mean, as much as you stall, unless we can do that for another 30 minutes, I'm not getting to it.
Yeah, probably not. And it will be $15. So
that's not bad.
I think whenever this game had come out, I seem to remember saying that I thought we would probably see them, bounce back and forth between Curse of the Moon and Ritual of the Night, and that does seem like what is going to happen.
I definitely want to see more games in the Curse of... yes, definitely Curse of the Moon. But I want to see more of that Ritual of the Night stuff, too, because that's what I was originally a backer of, was that.
That's what everybody was. And then this sort of came out as a bonus.
And now we're getting a bonus on top of that, but we have to pay money for that one.
And this is really good. This is the NES version of if Castlevania was continued on the NES
if Iga was not limited by a certain company.
Yeah. So
I
loved the first Curse of the Moon. I've played all the way through that. I haven't finished Ritual of the Night. I can't get through that game as much as I want to.
It is a little tough.
So I will definitely be playing Curse of the Moon too, because I loved that first one. And that will be out on July 10th, so we don't have to wait very long to even get that game, which is nice.
July's going to be a pretty good month.
July's going to be a really good month. Paper Mario and Curse of the Moon, that's going to keep me happy right there. Those games come out within a week of each other, though, so I've got 7 days from the time Curse of the Moon 2 comes out till Paper Mario is on my Switch, hopefully. So, yeah, July is going to be a good month for people. There you go. Yeah, we'll end the show that way instead of talking about whatever it was we were talking about earlier.
That's
so
fine.
Thank you very much, Ethan, for being here.
I didn't find Cole's rank. I'm still going through it.
If you want to reach out to us, we have new ways to do so. You can email us at procedurallygeneratedent@gmail.com. If you like what we do, you can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/pgent. Patreon supporters get the video version of the podcast a day early. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/progenint. Check out our YouTube channel, and we still have that famous Facebook group where you can interact with us on a daily basis as well.